Many of my clients worry about getting shit done, managing work, managing employees while trying to balance family and personal demand. They have so much on their shoulders that their mind will not stop running when they're supposed to be sleeping. And guess what happens the next day? They wake up fatigued, tired, and they get nothing done. Another day of disappointing productivity. Give me the next few minutes. I'm going to show you how you can take back control of your racing thought so you can sleep awesome tonight. And to help you make this actionable, how about I give you the same wake up energized checklist that I give to my executive clients? Drop me a line below. I'll reach out and give you access to the checklist. No emails required. Hi, I'm Stephen Koh, a biohacking executive coach. I've guided middle-aged dad entrepreneurs and executives from all over the world to have more energy in their 40s than they had in their 20s. What you're about to learn is part of my executive biohacking system that took me over a decade to perfect, and I hope what I'm about to share with you will supercharge your ability to achieve just like it did for my private clients. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 2 specific techniques to help you calm a racing mind so you can sleep awesome tonight. These 2 techniques work well on their own, but you can also combine them and multiply their benefit. How you want to use them is up to you, and I encourage you to experiment and report back. Now, when it comes to calming your racing thought, there's some common approaches that's traditionally prescribed by physicians, right? So things like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's a psychological practice where it helps you reorient how you think about a problem. And in that way, whether it's something that's a stress, it's how you face up to your stress and then to interpret it, reorient it so that you can calm your mind. So that is a common solution. Another common solution that people do is meditation. So you may have tried apps like Headspace or gone onto a yoga ashram and tried using yoga nidra to kind of calm you down, right? The challenge for us is entrepreneur dads, we're so busy. Those techniques takes practice. So let's talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, right? They involve you to practice becoming aware of how you think about whatever that's kind of stopping you from sleeping, that's creating stress. For example, if you have a racing mind, and rather than getting anxious, which is a typical response, that actually gets in the way of being able to sleep because you can't sleep already. You're super tired. You got a big day, and the fact that you can't sleep because you're thinking about the day ahead means you become more stressed because you kind of vicious cycle. And what CBT does is it, rather than becoming more stressed, what it tells you to do is reorient how you think about it, as in letting go and accept that it's okay not to sleep. And through that, you can calm your mind. The problem with this, it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. It's not something you can just do like that and all of a sudden you'll master CBT, and it takes many different sessions. And of course, that takes a lot of time, right? So what about meditation? Again, time, right? Because the thing is, let me give you a scenario, right? Now, for you to calm your mind, if every day you need a 30-minute meditation to calm your racing thoughts to get to bed, guess what? You've lost 30 minutes per day. Lost. And you've added up. That's lost productivity. So if you're really interested in performing your best, every minute counts. Every minute that you're not working or you're not doing something productive, you lost that time. And time is money, right? So that is a problem for us as entrepreneurs. That we just simply don't have the time of the day to dedicate and to kind of get really good at those practices. Now, I'm not saying they don't work. They do work. But just something that, if there's a better way, wouldn't you want to know about it, right? And the second aspect of the challenge of using CBT or meditation is that it really focusing on just the mental, aspect, the psychological aspect, okay? Now, that's great, okay? Psychology is important because it's how we think. But your body, you are not just your thoughts. You are body, spirit, and thoughts, right? Body, mind, and soul, as they say it, spirit and body and soul, and mind go hand in hand. You're one and together, and one affects another. And if you think racing thought is purely psychological, think again. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have neck and back pain, okay? Really bad. That's a body thing. Do you think it's going to affect your mind when it comes to doing anything? Do you think yes, right? It's a pain in the neck, as they say, right? It affects how you think. It makes you stressed. You're suffering, and that suffering affects your mind and prevents you from going to sleep. Okay, so that we know body affects the mind. What about spirit? What about this what I call soul, right? Now, Friedrich Nietzsche, I'm bastardizing his name. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce Friedrich Nietzsche's name right, but he said a person who have a strong enough why can live with almost anyhow. What that tells us is having that sense of purpose and connection to a higher power and higher goal is important for healthy spirit or healthy soul. And when you don't have that, when you don't have a sense of connection to your community, to something beyond yourself, that can make you stressed, and that can make you depressed. And depression, guess what? Affects your mind. Remember, see, spirit can affect the mind. There's multiple factors that goes into contributing to the fact that you can't sleep well, and it is not just a psychological issue. It's a body, mind, and soul issue. Okay? All right, so what is different about my approach, about hacking executive approach? We deal with the body, mind, and soul together, not in isolation. So let me give you an example. A lot of things work when they combine, but they don't work in isolation. The problem with a lot of the scientists, and now believe me, I'm a trained scientist. I've got a Bachelor of Science with honors, and so I do understand the scientific method, but there's value in that. But often the problem is they look at things in isolation. Like if you think about running a scientific experiment, you're trying to isolate that one factor that you're trying to verify or test your hypothesis. But your body don't work like that. It's a system of interactions. They tightly knit together. Like if you want to bake bread, you need water, you need flour, and you need some kind of fat or oil. And if you bake one in isolation, you don't get bread. You get hot water, hot oil, and hot flour. You have to combine them. Body, mind, and soul go together. So when you deal with an issue as important as sleep and racing mind, you can't just deal with the psychology. You have to deal with the body, and you have to deal with your mind and spirit. So I'm going to show you two techniques now. The first one is called journaling, right? This is about dealing with your mind and spirit. Now, journaling is not about, dear diary, I met someone today, right? Okay. Typical, diary. That's not what that is about. What this is about is dumping all your thoughts, conscious and subconscious, onto paper, so you're not carrying it here, you're not carrying it here. You're putting it onto paper, and you want to do this so that you can go to bed. It takes it out of your head, takes it out of your heart, because it's now on a piece of paper. And it's very, very simple to do. And you can actually do that today. All you need is actually, paper, okay? And all you need is a pen. Do not use typewriter, not typewriter, do not use a computer to do this. Why pen and paper? It triggers a different brainwave, a brain mode. When you write, your mind slows down because you can only write so fast. But whereas typing, you can type as 60, 80, 100 words per minute, but your writing doesn't match up with that. So when you write, you deliberately slow down your mind. And what do you do when you do journaling? When you write, you don't stop. You set a timer for yourself, and you do not stop until the timer's up. I recommend start off with 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, okay? What you're going to do, you get a prompt. I'm going to give you some prompts today, right now. But after this, let me describe the overall process. You get a prompt. Let's say I'm worried about something, okay? So the prompt is, I'm worried about. I am worried about, and you're just going to write whatever's in your thought, okay? Do not think about it. Do not pause. When you run out of things to write, you literally write, I run out of things to write. I don't know what to write. And then I think this is weird. Whatever's flowing in your head, just dump it into paper, right? Just do not stop. Most people, when they write this, that's the mistake they make, right? The mistake is that they think about the sentence, they think about the word. That is the wrong thing to do. Do not do that. Write for 2 minutes. You will not stop, and you're just going to continue writing. Whatever comes in your head, whatever you write is the right thing to write. There is no right or wrong. You're just going to write. Okay? 2 minutes. I'm worried about whatever's in your head. write it down, whatever is in your soul, in your heart, in your spirit, write it down. And then you're going to look at it, okay? And then you're going to physically look at it, you're going to close it. Okay, it's there. You're going to physically, slowly put it down. That's it. That's your thought. You've got it. You don't need to worry about it anymore. It's in here because tomorrow you can come back to it. And then you go to bed. It's that simple. Just write. Some of the common prompt that I give to my clients is, I'm worried about, I gave you that. I'm concerned with. My plan for tomorrow is whatever that is. What's bugging me is, I'm excited to, how many of you have big plan the next day? You're so excited that, you can't get to bed. Write it down. Okay, so this is a biohacking technique where you use, this system to kind of get that out of your head onto paper, and as you write, you're slowing down. So it's actually working on multiple factors, just like all biohacking executive systems do. We do with multiple models, and they work together, not in isolation. So that is one. Okay, so do juggling, try it out. It's free, costs you nothing. You got nothing to lose. And we actually learned this technique. I didn't invent this technique. I learned this technique when I was getting trained by Rich Fernandez in his school. He was a former executive trainer at Google, and they use this particular technique to help the executives, to help the engineers calm their mind so that they can function at a higher level. In this case, we're applying it to sleep. All right, the next technique is called shaking. Okay, in martial art, okay, what we do is when you have a looser body, you can generate a tremendous amount of power. You see Tai Chi, those who knows how to fight with Tai Chi, they generate that loose power, and then bang. That is how you generate a huge amount of power. So we have to learn how to relax our body for us to be powerful. And you see this not just in Kung Fu, you see this in boxers when they lose, jump, or what do you call it, Muhammad Ali, right? Dance like a butterfly, sing like a bee, something like that. You gotta remain loose. So being able to have a loose body is really, really important. And that is a very powerful way of eliminate stress from the body. Remember, it's connected. You shake the stress out of your body, you shake the stress out of your head and your mind. They're connected, right? The first technique is about using writing to master the mind, to control the thought. This is now using the body to reach the same place. We're affecting the body by taking the stress out of the body, and it's so simple. Okay, now the way, if you look at animals, right? Let's say a lion chasing down a antelope. Okay, if it escapes, I don't know if you've seen the documentary. What happens? They shake, and they shake it out, and off they go. They start grazing like nothing ever happened. They don't think about it. They don't relive it 10,000 times in their head. Oh, I almost died by being caught by a lion. No, they go on, and that shaking is actually a very primal mechanism for eliminating physical stress and resting your mind, so you can becoming more present in that moment. We've lost our ability as humans. We stop shaking, and they've actually scientifically studied this in this thing called traumatic recovery exercise, or TRE. You can Google it. There's plenty of exercise that you can find online on TRE exercise. But if you want my version, I do a martial art version of shaking. Now, when I was doing this, it was really designed for us to prepare us to become relaxed, to be able to generate that kung fu power that we tend to, as martial artists, we desire, right? But when you use it to shake your body, you can eliminate all that stress. And it's actually very simple. I have a video that if you want it, ping me, drop me a line below, I'll send it to you, no charge, okay? This is something that will help you dramatically take the stress out. And it's so simple. You can actually do that now, right? It's just simply shake. Just shake your body, right? Just shake like you're getting electrocuted, okay? That's the basic gist of it, but that is a second thing that you can do today to help you sleep. Now, what are you meant to do with all this, okay? Now, I tend to give my private clients specific prompt depending on the coaching session, on what's concerning them, what do they spend their night thinking about before they go to bed. But I've already giving you a few prompts that you can use today. Just an example. You can make up your own prompt, or if you want, drop me a line below. I'll ask you a few questions and I'll give you your own writing prompt to tailor to what you're concerned about. Now, if you want that video, of my own version, the martial version of shaking relaxation, just ping me a message below and I'll send it to you. And absolutely free. You can also look at body qigong online. That's another thing that you can look up, which is very similar to what I do. All right, so there you go. Reach out if you want my video and I'll send it to you. Now, we've covered quite a bit, right? In this session, we've covered quite a bit, so do not worry. If you don't even remember it all, because I got you covered. I have this Wake Up Energized checklist that documented all the things that I recommend for my private clients on how to wake up energized every single day. Everything you need to do to get great sleep tonight and wake up energized tomorrow. Drop me a line below. I'll reach out and send you this link and I'll give you this. I don't need your email. Just comment below and I'll send it through to your messenger. All right. I wish you an awesome day and an awesome night of sleep.